Goodness, this is going to be sick. This is going to be so sick. Naniwa versus ThorZain. Oh my gosh.
And guys, once again, the winner is for sure guaranteed to go to Blizzcon later this year in Anaheim. Great prize pool, very prestigious tournament. I mean, what more do you want as Starcraft 2 player?
Oh, there's nothing more you could ask for. Travel, money, women, prestige.
Women?
Of course.
Tell me more, man.
Chicks love nerds, right?
Oh, okay. I guess that's true in some ways. At least if I should believe the stories I hear lately, then that's definitely true. All right, guys, so we're going to have a small break as always. You're going to see the players on your screen, and then we'll be right back with this amazing best of 3.
All right, guys, once again, we are back. Naniwa versus ThorZain, the deciding, the losers bracket final, or consolation bracket final is what I'm supposed to call it. We got Naniwa spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the screen. He's the blue Protoss player, and down in the bottom right, the red Terran is ThorZain. And Roddy, it's going to be
super cool. I'm really happy that we have this game. I'm sure that everyone is excited as I am. Once again, I do want to give props to both the teams of these two guys as well. Of course, MouseSports for ThorZain and Team Dignitas for Naniwa. Because without those teams, it's really not that easy to be a professional gamer. So props to those teams as well. And I'm not sure if the Swedish community is happy or sad at the meeting right now. But this does mean that at least we're going to see one sweat.
Such a really good point, man. The Swedes are very well represented here. ThorZain and Naniwa are just such strong players. Sweden has so many good players, you know, from their country. Of course, Genro, probably the most famous Swede.
I just want to make sure once again that I don't have sound as of yet, so if the production crew is listening, please sure that I'm going to have in-game sounds anytime soon, because I love the sound of Chrono Boost.
And there it is. I hear the game coming back. So,
ooh, that's very loud.
Speaking of Chrono Boost, Naniwa just trying to crank out as many probes as he can. Roddy, how does that normally work? You Chrono Boost probes for how long until you start putting it on gateways and upgrades and things like that?
Depends a lot on your opening. In this map, there's nothing wrong with going 3 Chrono Boosts on your Nexus straight away, which is something we see Naniwa do right now. You want to have that good economical opening. In a Protoss mirror, for instance, you can do that. If most of the time when people see you Chrono Boost in your Nexus 3 times, all right, how do you like to get 4-gated, man? Unfortunately, for Naniwa, Terran is not able to 4-gate. You can 4-Rex, but that's a little more obvious. So, yeah, that's just different. Depends a lot on the matchup, but in this case, you might actually you see 3, and you could potentially even see 4 Chrono Boosts on the Nexus. But most of the time, you'll see the first Nexus go into the first Stalker if he decides not to open with a Zealot.
Yes, sir. And we've got Gasless. Go ahead.
Did he actually build a Cybernetics core before the second pylon?
I don't know.
It's kind of, no, perhaps not. No, it wasn't.
What would the significance of that be?
Well, then you get your Stalker out a little bit faster. Sometimes if you get second Cybernetics before your first Cybernetics, obviously, before your second pylon, you get Stalkers out a little bit quicker. And certainly if you want to Chrono Boost them, but considering the fact Nani used so much already, I doubt we're going to see anything funky, unless perhaps Blink Stalker play. I don't know. It would be weird. For the people who are sad that they missed Naniwa against Nurcho, the PVZ, which was played earlier today. Actually, I did ask about the games. I did not see them myself yet, but I can guarantee that those replays will be uploaded. If not, I'm going to do my absolute best to get them myself and upload them. Even if I have to break some rules, I don't care, man. But what I can do, I guarantee, is that Naniwa actually played Blink Stalkers in both games. And the first map was Shakuros. He went for 10 gates, apparently, is what Nurture said.
Oh,
10-gate Blink Stalker, and on Metalopolis it was a 4-gate Blink Stalker with 1 base. So for everyone who's interested in how Nani managed to beat Nurture, that's the way.
Blink Stalkers are good.
That's, I guess some people would say that's an understatement.
They are so good. ThorZain's gone for this gasless fast expand, and I like that a lot. Yeah. But immediately after getting that command center up, he's thrown down 2 gases, so he's going to start to tech behind this. Double gas. I wonder if it's going to be just for Marauders, or if he's going to be throwing down that factory and starting to crank out those medevacs anytime soon.
I think what he tries to do is just get medevacs as soon as possible. I mean, he wants to turn this into a real game ASAP. Of course, your timings are slightly off when you open no gas, but these guys did it so many times that they know exactly how to compensate that. And yeah, one of the things is with double refinery, I love how he's just putting 2 SCVs on both refineries. It's better than 3 and 1, for instance. You get a little extra, not a lot, but all the small things help when you play against Naniwa.
That's a really cool statement. I didn't realize that 3 in one and then 1 in another was less than having 2 in both.
Yeah, it doesn't change much, but it does change a little bit.
Every little advantage counts, right?
Exactly. Because if you see, like, if you have 3 on 1, it sometimes weighs just a little bit, which you will never have when you have 2 on 2. So it doesn't matter a lot, of course, but it matters a little bit. So ThorZain, we do see with that bunker, the bunker which you mentioned earlier, yeah, you need it as soon as possible. Otherwise, if the stalker count gets too high and you get too greedy, yeah, you might actually find yourself in a tricky position where the stalkers are starting to do a little bit too much damage on your Marines.
Yeah, man, and ThorZain looks like he just wants to play very, very biocentric. He's been mining on these two gases for a while, but as you said, just two SCVs in each gas, so he's not trying to tech super, super hard. He's not mining the maximum amount of gas possible off those two geysers. He's not taking his third and fourth geysers yet.
I have to be a little bit careful right now because actually this is the only time that Protoss is actually the race with early game mech control. He can't just send out stalkers or SCVs because they're gonna get picked off by that stalker, which is somewhere idling around, and you can't see it. So if you look at ThorZain's point of view right now, he sees absolutely nothing. That means that even if he would want to go for medevacs ASAP, he just can't do that. I mean, he has to produce units early on because he has no idea whether he faces a fast expand build or a 4 or 5 gate all-in, which is unlikely considering it's Naniwa. But yeah, we saw before, Naniwa doesn't mind his occasional cheese now and then.
Yeah, Naniwa looks like he's going to play this out very similarly to how he played against ThorZain, getting a very, very fast robotics bay down so he can start making a couple of colossi, and I would imagine after that he's going to transition back into that super gateway-centric style that he favors so much.
Yeah, I really wonder. I was talking a little bit with Naniwa about that game as well, and I said like, yeah man, I was actually quite worried about you. He was even overtaking you in the worker lead. And he's like, yeah, but that's not really important. I'm like, oh, sorry man, I thought it was. I would panic straight away if I'm Protoss and I'm earning less money than a Terran, or even having less workers, and then taking into consideration the Mouz as well. But now he's like, no, that's not that important. It's more important I get my third and I get a strong army. I was like, oh. And he's like, that you won't take too much damage of drops, and right now I had units all the time, whatever I want to. So
yeah,
I'm like, all right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
He was very well equipped to deal with drop play. He's got his forge going down now, so he'll be starting those armor upgrades almost certainly. Armor upgrades, of course, I guess the word is scaling. They scale much better than the attack upgrades.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just against the Marines. The Marines attack at a very rapid speed, but they do low amount of damage. So that means if you can get a Guardian Shield early on and an armor upgrade, you take 3 out of 6 damage of a Marine. And with the 1 armor upgrade that the Zealot already has, it would even be 2 damage potentially when the shields are down. But ThorZain, of course, already upgrading his infantry weapons, so ThorZain doesn't have to worry that much about it. But yeah, that's a trend which started not too long ago, and I think we're going to see that until the dawn of days. It just makes so much more sense than the attack upgrade.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And it's interesting how players, realize that okay, I've got to set my upgrades up in this way. In Protoss versus Zerg, for example, attack grades are more important. So.
I actually wonder, like, ThorZain was super confident before these games, and I really wonder if that's like played a little bit or not. Even backstage, he was joking around. I'm like, I'm looking really forward, and then ThorZain like, you shouldn't. When Nani was sitting next to it, he's like, it will be 2 short games, 2-0. And I wonder, if that's like, if he's just joking or if he's actually a little bit serious, if he's really that confident. And I must say, like, Naniwa in general, he doesn't seem that confident against ThorZain as he seems against other players.
Well, one thing about Naniwa is he's a very emotional player, and I think ThorZain kind of playing that way, sort of nagging at him a little bit. He might be trying to maybe instigate a little bit of a tilt. Look at this. Naniwa's got the proxy pylon. He's warping.
Oh, Naniwa has to be so careful right now. He needs force field. He throws down a couple of force field away. Picks off 2 Marauders in the process, though. He's going to lose 1 Stalker.
This is a really small army for Naniwa. He's down almost 30 supply here, and I'm really surprised that he's pushing out this far on the map. I feel like without perfect force fields, if they were to fight, ThorZain would just walk right through him.
No doubt about that. If we take a look at the Harvester tab now as well, 58 SCVs against 51 probes. Well, Naniwa said before, that's not that important. I think it would be really important, but of course Naniwa knows this matchup 10 times better than I probably ever will do. So let's just see how it turns out. We do see this medevac flying on the north side of the map. 2 Marauders, 4 Marines. Oh, look at Naniwa.
God, he's so crazy good. This is just like the ThorZain games. Naniwa in a great position here. He's going to see this medevac. Like, he's just like waiting for it. It's like he knows it's coming. Naniwa brain hacks. Seriously. He sees it right there. Blink not quite done yet, so he can't just blink down and kill it. But, oh, and look at this. Oh, ThorZain, you're being so annoying. Going to stem